Hi, Kiko.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Great. Well, Camille, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on the film.
Thank
Talk to me
you.
about going into a film like Jane Austen. What was it about the narrative that kind of resonated with you the most?
Um, I'm actually not very different from the character, and I've never
Okay.
been a Jane Austen fan, but I think what resonated in me the most was the fact that she is so insecure and doubtful about everything. I think it's something we can all relate to. It's a very universal feeling. There's always a moment in our periods of times in our lives where we feel that we're not intelligent or cultivated or talented or cool or quirky enough, rebel enough to be interesting and to and well, for her it's writing. She doesn't feel like she's interesting and talented enough to write a novel. And I'm an actress, and whenever I start a new job, sometimes I feel very insecure.
Mm.
So that's something I think we can all relate to. And also, I'm surrounded with writers amongst my friends. I have a lot of people who write scripts, and my own sister, she studied creative writing and wrote her first novel that was published 2 years ago. So actually, when I read the script, I felt very close to the big sister, Agat's big sister. You
Hmm.
see her at the beginning of the movie, because I've had many conversations with my sister. I'm very close to her. Um, Conversations during which she was talking about her novel and how much she hated it, how much she thought it was stupid, and how much she wanted to stop. And I would always try and tell her that it wasn't, that she should continue, that she should pursue her dream of finishing it. I wasn't saying it because I was her big sister. I really thought she had a tone and humor, so yeah, I saw a lot of my sister in her struggle, in Agat's struggle to write, and what I liked about the script was that it showed, at least before filming it, but I think the result also shows it, that writing is everything but something intellectual. Because I always thought, oh, when I was a young teenager, I've always liked reading, and I thought, oh, and writers, and I'm a big admirer of writers, and I always thought, oh, writers are very intelligent people, and they're like in their tour writing for hours. And no, I was always inspired, and I discovered that no, most of the time you're just like that in front of your computer with your shoulders not sitting up straight, and just looking outside the wind from outside the window, and feel, yeah, just with an ugly face, trying to trying to find an excuse not to write, because everything pushes you not to write. And that's why I admire writers, because they actually write something from A when you finish some yeah when you write a novel from A to Z and then publish it. It's crazy.
Now you said
Wow.
you grew up as a reader. You liked reading a lot, but did you just say that you weren't a Jane Austen fan? Or did you grow up just kind of avoiding
No,
history?
I'm not. I like her, but I'm not a not. I'm not a. I didn't mean, sorry. I'm not a Jane in a negative way. I'm just out. She didn't wreck my life. And I never. She was never. I don't know her well enough to say if she's but but I know a bit, and I like her a lot, and I discovered more of her while doing the movie. But I'm not a, yeah. She's not my favorite writer.
Right, right.
I know
It-
some people have really go crazy for her. I mean, there are societies around the world with big fans. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So on that note, has any kind of literature ever wrecked your life? A specific author or somebody that you read that just kind of like blew you away in terms of kind of hitting the sweet spot of what makes you you?
Uh, I don't know if a specific writer, but some books. Yeah, I like David Foster Wallace a lot.
Mm,
I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name well, but
right.
some of his novels really did something to me. I wasn't the same when I after reading them. Sarah Kane is one of them. She died. She killed herself.
Hmm.
I like David Foster Wallace, actually. She was a British writer and playwright. Um, I like Miranda July a lot.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
like her a lot.
I would hope she would have made more films. I really enjoyed her first one.
Me too. Yeah, I loved her first film was so good. Yeah,
Yeah,
me and everybody. Yeah, it
yeah,
was it was also what my favorite in the three movies she's done. It's my
yeah,
favorite.
definitely mine too.
Yeah.
But it's probably hard in Hollywood to get independent films made by female filmmakers, even in 2025, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any moments in the script where you thought, this is hitting too close to home? And how did you emotionally separate from or lean into that, do you think?
Where I felt it was too intimate, personal.
Correct, yes.
No, never. It's again, I'm really far. I'm not like the character at all.
Mm,
The character is actually a bit of there's a lot of Laura. She wrote and directed the movie.
right.
The character is very much based on her and her life and her love for literature, books. Jane Austen. She worked at Shakespeare and Co. herself. She's a writer. So in the way she directed me, it felt like I was. She wanted. I get to be a little bit like her, and I try to put a bit of my sister in it. Of course, there's me because I'm the one playing it, but no, it never felt uncomfortable. It's not my life.
Yeah.
I'm really not like her. So
You
I
brought up
I understand her and I feel for her, but I'm yeah.
you brought up how Austen is often idealized in today's society. Did this film challenge or reinforce any of those ideas you had about her or her work going in?
Uh, there's a moment in my life where I was wrong. When I was about 20 years old, I was saying I thought Jane Austen was a girly writer. I thought she was just I was always thinking, ah yeah, it's all about flowers and romance, but in a bad way. It's for teenagers who haven't had sex yet. And I was wrong. I think I was just trying to be cool, but in a stupid, dishonest way. And then I reread her for the movie, and I discovered that I was so wrong, and that she was really at the avant-garde of feminism. Actually, I read Sense and Sensibility again, and I
Okay.
thought, wow, okay, like in the movie, her characters are strong because they're so funny, and they're actually real rebels, and they make fun of. They were ahead of their times, and
Yeah.
the Dashwood sisters in Sense and Sensibility, they're especially what's her name, Margaret, I think, Margaret Dashwood, or
Hmm.
I think her name is Margaret. I think maybe I'm mistaken, but I think the youngest one, Margaret Dashwood, she's really making fun of the balls and the politeness and the way they have to talk. And have you made the acquaintance of Sir Colin? Very agreeable gentleman. She's making fun of it, and she's not okay with the fact that they have to marry men they don't like. And she yeah, and she was really Jane Austen's novels were really questioning politeness and rules and traditions of her time, and they were actually, I know we're saying that too much now, but quite political in a way, and very romantic, but in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
She wrote beautiful love stories, but yeah, so I was wrong. So making that movie, I discovered I was wrong
That's
about it.
awesome. I think that we're in an interesting point in time right now. Studies are showing that less women are looking to get married today than were even 5 years ago. Do you have a theory on that? Do you think women are just realizing they're either realizing one, they don't need a man to be happy in life, or two, there's not enough men that are rising to their level of intellect to find a suitable match for them?
Yeah, definitely. I think women are realizing it. That has to do a lot with the Me Too movement, that they don't need men to be accomplished.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was reading studies about it too this past month, and it's yeah. Well, now one woman out of five says that she is bisexual, which wasn't the case before.
Mm.
And it's also that the whole yeah concept of a couple and love is evolving now. Young people between 19 and 29 years old, from what I understand, maybe I'm wrong, but it's not just black or white. It's not either you're single or you're in a relationship. They see it differently. They have sex friends, friends with benefits, and that's not something negative. That's not they don't see it as something
Right.
under a relationship. It's not that they're failing to be in a relationship. It's a choice. Or seeing someone without saying you're in a relationship, seeing more than one person the same. But still, I know that the vast majority is still relationships, and I think it's very positive. It all depends on who you're with, and
Right.
Yeah, but love and the concept, women's conception on relationships is, but that's still also in a very privileged part of society. I mean, let's face it, a lot of women are still forced to get married and they don't have the chance to actually debate about that. This it's still it's a debate, conversations that are really much reserved to a
Yeah.
kind of population.
You're about 10 years younger than me. I've been married for over 15 years. I'm not sure if you're in a relationship now, but I couldn't even imagine going into like the dating world in 2025. Do you ever think about that, or maybe you're in it? I'm not sure, but do you find it more difficult these days to find somebody that you match with?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's so many people, and I don't know. Yeah, I think it's tough to find someone that you're. But as I was saying again, a lot of people they don't see it as a goal. They don't want to be in a good. It's not a lot of women and men. But still, I think our vast majority of us we want to feel love. We want to feel loved.
Mhm. Right,
But
right.
it is complicated. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really enjoyed the quieter elements of this film where you're just kind of walking by yourself or thinking. There's a lot of those in this film. What did those moments mean to you?
They were. I was trying to always have something in mind, just not action, so that it was just didn't feel blank when I would say action, and just didn't want to just walk without thinking about anything. So yeah, I thought about things. Yeah, I had things in my head, but linked to Agathe. But that's just my secret little. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. On that note, however, I did also enjoy the couple of scenes you have where you're dancing like no one's watching. Did you have fun with those scenes too, or is it difficult to do that with a crew watching you?
That was difficult, yeah, because the opening scene of the dancing, I didn't really like the song, but I know it fits for the movie and the lyrics feel for the movie, and Laura is the director, so she in the end it's her who decides. But I wanted to dance to something more weird than that song, but I understand the words of the lyrics really fit to the scene and what she's and the story. But I wanted it to be more quirky, but I understand that I really understand what Laura said in the end, that she wants her to dance and like there's no one around, surrounded by
Mhm.
books. But that was hard for me to do. Yeah.
What song would you have picked?
Good question. I think I don't know, like something really more, maybe like Rage Against the Machine.
Okay. I appreciate you taking the time again, and congratulations on this film. It was a very
Thank
lovely
you.
piece, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day.
Bye bye. Have a good day. Thanks for your curiosity.
Thanks.
Bye.